All right, and we are live. Today is Saturday, September 26th. It's 6:04 p.m. and what's the temperature? It is apparently 24 degrees Celsius, although it feels a bit cooler than that. We're just waiting for a few people to jump into the stream and then we'll get going. Let me just turn on my alerts here. There we go. What's up? The Holy Kid. You are the 6th person to join. Abduli, what's up? Alex, Jeff, hey guys. Susan. Hope you guys are having a good night. We are Giuseppe. I'm with a couple of people just at the start of the stream. On your left or right? I don't know. The person with the beard is Dave and the female is Sally.
Hi.
We were not just drinking, so everyone is nice and sober. Hey Deborah, how are you going? Or how are you going? How are you doing? Hey Abduli, this is maybe Chetna. Ooh, hey Chetna. Okay, I think we're good to start walking here. We've got, who is he? He is Hercules. What's up, yeah? I'm Jody, you must be very slim after all these walks. I am. We are in a park. I don't know the name of the park, but it is a park. What park is this, guys?
Bartlett Parkette or something?
That's a good question.
Team Strides 39 strong. We're in the city of Toronto, I believe.
Yes.
Glad you came on. I was bored. Hey, Denise. We have 435. Whoa, I can't say that word. Yeah, we are in front of Blood Brothers Brewery. And people should not gather. Yes, that is Geary Avenue, Alex. German, extra German. Okay, we're gonna take Dave is taking a photo of the truck. This isn't my weirdest stream at all. Not even close. What's up, Steve? So I think we're gonna head down Dovercourt to Bloor. I think Dave has a dental appointment tonight, so we're gonna drop him off somewhere.
You got it. There's the logo.
What are we looking at?
It's the logo from the Blood Brothers Brewing Company that we just passed. So it's one of the breweries in Toronto that, if you're interested in craft beer, it's actually a really good brewery. They've been around for maybe like 5 years. So they're mainly a microbrewery, but they're really good for like IPAs, sours.
So it makes you drunk?
It can.
All right.
They have really cool iconography.
Iconography.
Yeah.
That right there, his nose looks kind of like, what would you say his nose looks like? It's kind of weird. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that speech. There's a look down these are the CP rail tracks, actually. And it kind of smells like shit right now. He franned. I don't know what that means. No hobos on the tracks. No, they're very hobo-free today.
Yeah, definitely. This neighborhood's always fascinating to me because it's such a mix of like industrial and residential
Well,
a big mashup.
well, Dupont Street, because of the railroad tracks, used to be like a very heavy industrial street. Do you want to walk down Dupont this way, or do you want to go down to Bloor?
Probably more interesting to go down Dupont.
Okay, let's go down. Hey, Marvin in Las Vegas. You subscribed today. Thank you. Okay, so for those who are looking forward to a stream down Dufferin Street, it's not going to happen today. This is the third time I've said that was going to happen, but just got to take in those vibes. Good evening, Richard.
That guy had the coolest shirt. Super dad. Did you see his shirt? Awesome. It said super dad, like Superman, but super dad.
I spelled it. I didn't have to look at his shirt.
It was just pretty funny.
He was chilling out. It's a Sunday. No, it's Saturday. I don't even know what day it is.
Back in a great Saturday. Someone commented, yes, he is. Is he smoking weed and listening to 80s music?
Yes.
I think we can confirm yes to both of those. Susan Murray says, cool couple. Are you talking about these two?
I guess
You guys are being
she
filmed.
wasn't, we were a couple.
I believe you are a couple, right?
Can we say that? Do you want people to
Yeah. That's totally fine.
Hey Bev, welcome to the stream. We're currently at 100 viewers after 7 minutes.
Is that good?
I don't know. Do you ever go into restaurants and do mukbang? Toronto is super diverse. Mukbang are those sort of almost creepy videos where people just eat and you listen to the sound of them like chewing and watch them.
Oh, that's weird.
So no, I would do a Popeyes mukbang maybe, or an A&W mukbang.
People want to listen to people chewing and eating.
Yeah. Oh, we're down to 90 people. We just lost 10 people.
That's when all the talk about mukbang.
AI Gaming used to live on Dovercourt, just north of Bloor. It's a very colorful area. It is. Mukbang, gross. I agree with you, Bev. It's kind of a disgusting thing. Oh. Those are some good non-alcoholic beverages we enjoyed in the park. Susan, I can, but where's the fun in that? What is your friend's name? I am with, someone's asking what your name is.
Oh, I'm Sally.
Hello, I'm Dave.
And I don't know how to use this.
I guess it's street. This bit's kind of gentrified.
It's gentrified quite a bit. There's not a Starbucks until you hit like Christie,
Yeah.
I think. Is this the new hipster spot in the city? I think Geary Avenue is kind of leaning in that direction. Definitely where we started. We're a little past our prime as hipsters. Not that we ever were. Although, you're certainly trying.
But isn't the thing with being a hipster, you don't try. If you try, you're not a hipster because you're trying too hard.
But I think that's kind of counter to the reality. A lot of them sort of have your 9-to-5 office job,
Exactly.
and then they
You try.
dress up and try to look the part after work.
Well, it's all based on irony. You know, like taking like really uncool stuff. I don't know. And making it interesting.
This used to be a gear factory. They made giant rotating gears for various industrial
I didn't
uses.
know that.
We're about to walk by an old Ford Model T factory as well.
I thought this was supposed to become the new Bellwoods Brewery. Where they had like an idea to open the second brewery here. And then it didn't happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, or fortunately, last call tonight is 11 p.m. Susan calls it the all glass factory. Thank you, Liam Boy. So bars tonight will be closing at 12, and at 12:01 a.m. strip clubs will be. Internet connection unstable. Oh, sorry guys, we've wandered into a bit of an internet black hole. I don't need to head anywhere.
Isn't there like that house kind of like fascinating?
On which
It's a weird observation. But like the brick is just
Dave thinks this stupid house is interesting for some reason. No, I think that's kind of cool. That building, I think, is causing interference. That's possibly it, AI Gaming. Yeah, that's the Hamilton Gear building. So I'm on Dupont Street. We're heading east. Good evening from Barbados. Kenny Brown in sunny Barbados.
They had lots of like effects from the hurricanes, or not so much.
I don't know. It's the new law because of corona cases. Yeah, I don't actually agree with it. I think it's kind of stupid that they're closing bars at 12. Because what? Like the demographic they're targeting at 12 o'clock aren't just going to call it a night.
No, that's true.
And we're at the time of the year where people are just going to head indoors. So
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
yeah.
there's going to be a lot of like apartment, condo, house parties.
People will find another way for sure.
And people might not even go to the bars in the first place, which is bad for local business. It's bad for servers. And they're just going to congregate in their homes.
Yeah.
So I don't really see what this accomplishes at all, but
It's hard to know what the right thing to do is.
They probably think people, I don't know, for some reason the difference between somebody that's had one drink or three is going to act even more reckless. If you're not wearing a mask when you're drinking, I mean, what difference does it make?
I don't know. That's a good point. Hey, in Brazil. In the States, we've had issues with house parties and corona. Yeah, I think that's probably a reasonably safe place to say that's a breeding ground. So this is kind of an industrial street, and it is that way because it sits parallel to the CP rail tracks. I was originally going to head down Dufferin Street, but Dave and Sally were upset with that suggestion.
I was telling Sally earlier on the way up that one of my favorite views in the city is when you get to like around Dupont Station and you're looking up Spadina, I think it is. And you know, it looks kind of industrial and like graffiti and stuff everywhere. But then you can see like Casa Loma just above the trees. I don't know, it's just an interesting view. Kind of a unique view in the city.
I was what Bev says. Don't be blaming Dave and Sally. So this is Ossington Avenue. So if you head south down here, you will be in Hipster Central, just south of Dundas Street into West Queen West.
I'd say it starts to like gentrify a lot from this point forward going east.
Probably a fair bit. Ossington is cool. It is. Street racing parties, now I'm interested. Yeah, there's a whole lot of cars kind of revving their engines late at night during COVID, and motorcycles,
Yeah.
especially on residential streets. You lived here before it was hipster. I think it was mostly like auto repair garages and just kind of blue-collar-y type.
It looked like factory warehouses probably.
And what, like the Galleria Mall, is it? Like
Yeah,
further
that's
along?
enough.
Yeah, closer to Dupont.
Actually, John, have you gone through the? I don't know if it's still really eerie or if it's being demolished now. The Galleria Mall is at Dufferin and Dupont.
Picky J says you picked the most boring stretch of Dupont.
Who doesn't love parking lots and grocery stores?
Are you pro? Wait, are you? Someone asked something. Are you pro car or do you want more footpaths and bike paths? I think the city should be designed to accommodate everyone safely. I'm not really pro one or the other.
I'm pro footpaths and bike paths.
Yeah, Dave's kind of hipster like that.
They just approved more bike paths, didn't they?
Yep.
Pretty sure they added.
So this is Shaw. You could take this south down to Bloor and you'll be right in the Ossington neighborhood. Hi Johnny, where are you? We are on Dupont Street, walking east. Johnny is a biker and calls his friend a hipster for wanting more paths. What a joker. I occasionally drive once a month or so. Did you know that Action Kid gave you a mention? No, I didn't. I was not home to watch the stream, but that's cool. There's a look down Shaw. That's a very nice street to ride your bike down. AK is grooming Johnny to expand his global walking network. Yeah, this is kind of an ugly street, but it's got a fascinating history to it. Hey Johnny, what's the temperature? It is, apparently it's 24. It feels a bit cooler than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because of the breeze, I think. And the lack of humidity. It's really not very humid today, so it does feel a little bit cooler.
What bus stop is there? I don't even know if buses run down Dupont Street. Apparently Sally says they do. I've got a couple of fact checkers with me.
We caught one once. It goes all the way to like, oh, what's that street? What is Runciman's called? It goes to like Lansdowne. Yeah. Take another bus.
We're gonna go take a quick look at these lotuses. You guys can... Someone said to buy a lotus while we're here. What is the best place to rent in downtown if your office is along Dufferin Street in North York? I don't know. Are lotuses supercars?
I think they're borderline. They're not.
They're like affordable supercars. And
They're definitely sports cars, but I don't know if you'd call them supercars. It's pretty niche though to have like a Lotus dealership. I've never actually seen this place before. That's a nice color.
The blue?
Doesn't Lotus have a F1 team? Like they?
I think they do.
Yeah,
Someone
these ones are F1.
never heard of the car brand Lotus. What are those, Lambos? Are they hot? And we are back to... Hello! That guy said, "Go Johnny, go." We just saw a guy who knew who I was. That's cool. Bev says she's expecting to see Richard Gere propositioning us.
Yeah, that's from Pretty Woman. He drove a Lotus and then, like, picked up Julia Roberts. The exact model of car was the Lotus Esprit.
The
It's
Lotus.
a really nice car.
It was kind of, there was a Top Gear where James May took it through the jungle in South America.
Wow, it's like bumper to bumper.
And apparently the Lotus Esprit was like a all British supercar, and it was made of like spare parts of other cars. So it wasn't a very good car at all, it just looked cool. Ask your friends if they like Muskoka. Do you guys like Muskoka?
I do. Sally's never been.
No. They're gonna be like, why?
I don't-
Why should I never be?
Sally's actually from Australia.
I'll say,
I think those cars were Lotus. Yes, they were.
Now this is a very interesting part of the walk.
I'm very glad we chose this part of Dupont of all streets to stream down. Hey, John B.
Some of the finest construction right here.
there's some interesting, like,
Sally, Sydney or Melbourne, says Andrew.
wrong answer.
You're a Perth girl?
Neither of the two or the three.
But if you had a choice, it would be Melbourne.
So you're a snob. You're like one of those Vancouver over Toronto people.
Me?
There's a lot of similarities between Toronto and Melbourne, I think.
Yeah. Toronto is similar more to Sydney, I think.
Huntsville
Like a
is
matchup.
amazing. I agree. All right, guys, don't worry. We're slowly getting towards civilization. For those of you who are wondering why we're wandering through an urban wasteland, and more precisely, why we're on the worst side of the street right now, that's okay. Because once we get to Christie Street, we'll be back in civilization, which is right ahead. Have you heard of Canadian grade grubber? I don't. Susan
Who
says
hasn't heard of that?
Melbourne greater than Sydney.
Yeah.
Kind of an ugly street, to be honest. It is kind of an ugly street, Andrew. But we don't discriminate here.
What's
On
not to love about this street? I mean, look at the condition of the road.
if I gave you $10, will you buy a pumpkin at the Loblaws coming up? I will, Hickey J. Well, I might send one of these two in to buy it.
The pumpkin? How big does that have to
Are you going to stop at Christie Pits? Well, guys, do you want me to head south at Christie or to keep going east towards Spadina, I guess? Or Bathurst? Let's see the votes here. I'm going to let them choose the path. You guys can walk down to Christie, right?
Oh, we're along for the ride. Okay.
Yeah, we might even walk all the way back to wherever you live.
As long as people don't vote you into like Moss Park.
What about St. Jamestown? How do you feel about that? Check all the sketchies at Christie Pits. All right.
be? Chrissy puts up sketchy.
We're gonna head down Christie, so we're gonna skip the cool part of Dupont. Here, we can go. Christie, you walk Spadina a lot. All right, guys. This stream is brought to you today by A&W.
This side.
Thank you, Chris. Claudia M, greetings. How's the weather in Mississauga tonight?
Probably the exact same as it is here.
I think we need a passport to go to Mississauga from here, no?
Are you asking me that?
Have you tried the Nashville chicken burger from A&W? No, I haven't. I don't know why I'm reading the questions out loud.
Little library. Oh, it's empty. Oh no, there's some books. People are actually using them.
In Halton Hills, it's nice. Thank you. Someone had a matzo burger at A&W in my honor. So we are heading south on Christie Street. There's a look at Dave being fabulous. those little libraries are great. They're kind of
Good for the community.
This area, they're
And-
usually picked over though.
But-
Because people check them all the time.
But all it takes is one idiot to like go around and clean them all out,
Yeah. In
and just
Rosedale-
make that their thing.
Yeah. There's
and
a really
the
good
whole thing
one
would be
in
ruined.
Rosedale that used to not get cleaned out all the time. Rosedale is the very rich old money neighborhood.
Sounds of the city. Greetings, sounds of the city. I love your enthusiasm. He's saying Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. After the pandemic, go to the Streetcar Museum in Halton Hills. There is no after the pandemic.
Oh, I thought it was. That's where we waited whenever it was so months. That's my kind of comment.
How about a tour of Niagara Falls? I will be getting up to Niagara Falls at some point.
There's no after the pandemic.
So once we get past Fiesta Farms, we'll be almost at Christie Pits. Greetings, Vera. Welcome to the stream. They'll produce a vaccine within the next 2 years, hopefully.
Welcome here off of the
In case you just joined, I'm here with Dave and Sally. They're missionaries from Mars. Hey, Miriam. We're screwed until at least 2023. I hope we're able to travel this winter.
I don't think we will be.
Richard says, hi, Dave and Sally. Susan wants to know, who is the Jesus of Mars, since you guys are from there.
That's a good question. I'd recommend reading a book called Stranger in a Strange Land. That might give you an answer.
Zyborg 2.
Oh, this is Fiesta Farms.
Yes, we are at... This used to be my local supermarket.
Really?
And I forgot to point out, but we actually walked by what was my local laundromat.
Did you have laundry in your building?
Vera says, please resist the temptation to tickle our host. Be much appreciated. No, I didn't. I rented a basement apartment for like 7 months in this neighborhood. And
You have mice?
I did have mice. Is this your girlfriend? Sadly, she is taken by that guy with the hairy face. I'll give you $10 to walk into a supermarket.
Fiesta Farms.
He really wants to.
Cards waiting for us.
And there's a Korean church because we are in Koreatown. They're all in a polyamorous relationship. Well, let's not go nuts. I don't think that's an accurate description. I think Dave and Sally were just trying to enjoy their evening when I kind of roped them into the stream. They must get called a cute couple often. I believe tonight was the first time they've ever been called that, but
You told me like hipstery more than once.
so we are heading towards Christie Pits. We're over 200 people watching right now.
That's good. I think.
No, Christie, what's weird is on this side of town, really only Bathurst is kind of a commercial street. Even Spadina's all residential from Bloor to Dupont.
Yeah.
That's true, actually.
And even Dufferin's kind of weird during that
Like
stretch.
it goes residential pretty quick when you go north of Bloor.
This place.
I find a lot of the commercial areas in Toronto are really more like east-west than north-south.
Well, the big ones are Bloor and Queen.
Yeah.
And Yonge. Yonge is like the one. Yonge, I think, dominates north to south so much. It kind of, because Bay Street isn't.
Yeah.
And then you have
also
It's got stuff, yeah.
Eglinton. Well, maybe not so much.
our Martian. All Martians are cute.
Spadina.
I think we found a couple that aren't. Aram Sa, you recently joined Patreon. Thank you. If you're not aware, I think I put a link to Patreon in this account. And one thing I will be doing at the suggestion of another Patreon member is after some streams, I'll be doing a bonus Patreon only stream. I think I might invite the mods into that as well as a thank you for their efforts. But that won't be tonight. Make a video of Jane and Finch. Actually, I think the Ken Continuum just did a video of Jane and Finch. And these streetlights feel new to me for some reason. Let's take a look at the sports fields. So we are at Christie Pitts, home of the... I think Dave and Sally are asking each other if they're going to leave now. 5 shootings there yesterday. Here's a look where the Toronto Maple Leafs of the Inter-County Baseball League play. Unfortunately, the lighting's not that good. They're trying to say something.
Awkward
What?
silence.
Yeah. Really. Fame doesn't come really to me. That's for you. Johnny
Too many
Strides.
gangs in Toronto. Whoa.
It really will. Careful.
Well, like a semi-professional league place there. Is the old varsity still up on Bloor Street? It's a new stadium now.
You're off now.
To Christie Station.
I need to go.
All right. All right, guys. So now this stream is going to get awkward because instead of walking with Dave and Sally, I'll be following them. So it's going to take on a whole different...
No, we're gonna stop.
All right.
But we'll talk to you later.
Well, why don't you say goodbye?
Ciao.
Bye. Sorry, we hijacked your Dufferin walk.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks for the, you know what? And,
See you.
all right. All right. See ya. All right, guys. And now it's just me. That'll be a mystery K-flip. Greetings, Teresa. We are walking along the edge of Christie Pitts. I'll take a look down into the park in a second. What's up, Ian? David Sally could look back at this in 10 years. Dave was actually my friend from high school. And he met Sally in Canada. And I don't know where in Australia she's from. So I gotta... That guy thought you were talking to him, Happy Oktoberfest. I wasn't even aware that was a thing in September. I can do that. I haven't been doing that during COVID so much, but I'll try to get outside of Toronto. I don't know how. I dare you to roll down the hill. That might be an idea. There's a look at Christie Pits. It is an excellent tobogganing hill. All right, now we're hitting Koreatown on Bloor Street. And I think I'll go east just because I don't have to fight the sun if I go in that direction. Yeah, I think the physical distancing is probably lacking. Will you be stopping at green sign and get some gamjatang? Sorry guys, I got a stone in my shoe. This is the What's up, Naram Naram? Did I say that right? Accordion player doesn't copyright me. Sorry, Bocas Horse Girl. Greetings in Algeria. Hey, Mark. Joseph. Do people super chat and send donations? Yeah, they do. So far today, no, but that's okay. I'm a little bit intoxicated right now, so I wouldn't expect too much in the way of thank yous. What is the most dangerous area in Toronto? I don't think there is an area that's particularly dangerous, to be honest. Apocalypse now. It's a rather interesting name. Organic, vegan, and tasty. I think that's new. I have not noticed that before. So your friends gave you alcohol. We went to the Blood Brothers craft brewery, which was on Geary Avenue, where I started this stream. Baskin Robbins is still there. Whoops, I just stepped off the curb. Just watch where you're walking. What time does it get dark over here? Probably around 7:30 to 8 these days. Thanks, Vera. Johnny stumbles. Johnny literally did just stumble. Yeah, we are in K-Town. This was not my plan at all. I was going to do Dufferin Street, but hey, what do you know? We're in K-Town. There's the The Poop Cafe. No, I haven't. Tyler? This is kind of an interesting night because it's the first night of the new curfew as far as bars are concerned. We'll be doing last call at 11 p.m. All right, Mr. Driver. Who cares about right away? Their coffee must taste terrible. Someone mentioned green sign earlier. There is the famous green sign. Andrew, that's probably true. Have the case numbers gone up in Toronto? They have. They've gone up about 4 times from a few weeks ago, Ariana. So we're seeing some additional lockdown measures, although I don't particularly agree with this one. I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest. Go to Trinity. Trinity would be well south and to the west of here. Thank you, Bev. Old Metro Theater on your right. It's now a rock climbing gym, and in between then it was a very interesting theater, not one that I had ever attended. Go to the Sheraton Hotel at the airport. Why would I go there? Yeah. Hey, a Holman Park. This is a very interesting van rolling by. What's weird about that is we used to have one. My dad owned one of those things when I was a kid. It's basically a big Dodge van that's been converted into a motorhome. Cal Juilliard, so that means you're on my live stream for the 2nd time and on my video for the 4th. David Lau from North America. No, I don't think that at all, actually, although I'm not usually one to spend my time at touristy attractions. Even when I go to other cities, I don't normally check out all the tourist stuff. Do you have a tattoo? I do not have a tattoo. I also don't have a tattoo, if that's what you're asking. Greetings. It explains why you didn't see Taipei 101. What, in my videos? There's Lim's Chicken. We've had a huge influx of Taiwanese and Korean chicken here. AK asking why I'm so aggressive. I have no idea what he's talking about. All right, Rodrigo, have a good night. Yep, this is the old Honest Ed's. And soon it'll be a apartment complex. I heard someone on another Toronto walking channel refer to it as a condo development, which is very untrue. Greetings, Jeanette. Welcome to the stream. You missed all the fun with a couple of friends, Dave and Sally, at the start of the stream. They branched off and went their own way. Matt Chong, I think I've just sort of been naturally curious. Thank you. Stephen Walsh, I make $1 million. That's a really hard question to answer, Steve, because it fluctuates so much. Teresa, I believe you've said hello, Johnny, 1,000 times. What's up, Sahil? Pure Gosu, I agree with you. I've never seen a more junk-filled store than Honest Ed's, but at the same time, it's probably one of the most unique stores. Yeah, rest in peace, Mervish Village. I'll wonder what that's going to look like once it's all done. Alright guys, so we are at a crossroads. I've done this part of Bloor Street before. Do you want me to keep on heading down Bloor Street or go south on Bathurst Street? Let's get a tally of what people want to see. I just went north on Bathurst Street in a video I posted yesterday, I think, so we're not going that way. So south on Bathurst, which will be a little boring for a bit, or east on Bloor. We got a lot of votes for south. Go to Sneaks, south, 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 south. South to... Alright, it looks like you guys are a little Bloor Streeted out, so we're gonna head south down Bathurst. Which is fair because I've featured this part of Bloor Street a billion times in previous videos. We gotta vote for Kensington Market. You know, this is actually going to take me towards Kensington Market. So that's a possibility. We could pass south through there. There's the look at the new development. The last time I went through Kensington, we saw the party bus, if you guys can remember. Matt Chong, unfortunately, yes, there's been an increase for sure. It's really hard not to notice that. Memories of the party bus a few weeks back. Okay, I'm hitting some wind. Let me know if that's interrupting the sound and I'll plug in my external mic. Hopefully it's not too bad. Johnny, what bank do you recommend to use in Canada? I don't know, I'm lazy. I've been with TD pretty much my whole life. If you have a certain minimum balance, all their services tend to be free. So I've just stuck it out with them. Sound is okay. Thank you, Marie. Mary or Marie? There's the Randolph Theater. I rent cars, so I pretty much get around by biking, walking, and transit. Although next month, I think I'm going to buy a transit pass. Even though I don't need one, I think it might encourage me to stop being so lazy. And I'll be able to get out more often. And sometimes when I go out, I'm mindful of that. You have 2 hours to swipe back in before you have to pay another $3. So rather than film a second walk or stay out longer, I'll go back within that initial 2 hours. Do you miss driving? No, I don't, Susan. I drive often enough that it's not something I would say I miss. If you get a car, you can make a new channel called Johnny Drives. That's true, RJ. I think there's some other channels that already have that covered. And I actually think the cycling videos are a lot more interesting than driving videos. To use Presto or I'm currently using Presto. Whoa, this wind is. Let me plug my microphone in, guys. I think this wind is starting to overtake the sound on here. All right, we're plugged in. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Okay, Johnny. When you get to Dundas, you might want to cross the street. There's a lot of smokers on your side by the hospital. Okay. Thank you guys for confirming. One thing is when I plug in the microphone, sometimes it weighs side of the phone, or it weighs down the side of the phone, so it gets a little wobbly. Gimbals are kind of sensitive like that. Thank you guys for confirming. I should really just leave the microphone plugged in. Yeah, we're walking by Central Tech where they filmed part of the movie Shazam. And unfortunately, we can't see into the school very well. Say hi for me and Leanna in Brazil. All right. How could you call yourself lazy? Oh, I'm plenty lazy. There's so many days where I want to get out and do something and I just end up doing nothing. Today, it's a Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I should have made a whole bunch of videos and I've done nothing. I went to a bar and drank all afternoon. Matt Damon was in the movie here. Was that Good Will Hunting? I thought that was U of T they filmed Good Will Hunting in. It might have been Central Tech. What's that tent for? That tent is a giant meth lab. So this is Harvard Street. I'm guessing since people wanted to go to Kensington Market, we'll just stay south on Bathurst. What's your favorite building in the financial district? Easily Scotia Plaza, hands down. And I would say Commerce Court North would be a pretty good runner-up. Where's Scott Pilgrim? Thank you, William. Geez, are we already 55 minutes in? Pure Gosu, that's pretty damn impressive. What else have you built? "4K Wanderer," the new EY tower is kind of funky. It's got a weird kind of curvy bend to it. Do you like Toronto before the condos or I have mixed feelings on that. I don't kind of like the Vancouverization of the city. Concord Attics has brought a lot of those sort of generic round glass boxy condos. Round glass boxy. There's a nonsensical statement. But I'm sure you guys know what I mean. What do you think about the well at the front of Spadina? Chris, I'll have to refresh my memory on that. Susan, City Place. That was sort of what helped kick off this glass condo craze. If they were all kind of like the Absolute Towers in Mississauga, I think we'd be better off. They were supposed to build one at Concord, the Signature Tower, which was going to be one of the tallest in the city, but they never ended up building that one. It was always in the master plan of City Place. It was right in the middle of it, and it was going to be over 70 stories high. Hey, there's streetcars on Bathurst now. I thought they weren't coming back till October 20th. What's up, funny dog? Going to Alexandria Park. I think we are going down to Augusta Avenue. Yeah, that streetcar must have been routed off of College Street, I bet. And it was just going up to Bathurst for some reason. Carlos, if you walk all the way to Bathurst and Lakeshore, you'll give me $100. Well, I'll tell you what, you give the 100 now, and if I don't, I'll refund it to you. I think that's a fair arrangement. And just further to the south, there's a place called Reghart's Cineforum. I remember going there when I was 16 and seeing Bugs Bunny Film Festival. He has a lot of really old cartoons and movies in his archive. And he gave everyone who came through a Coors Light, which was kind of cool because I was only 16. Joseph, eventually I'll travel to other cities. There's some funky art. Hey, where are you right now? I am just north of College Street, heading south on Bathurst, on the east side. Check out the steam baths on the west side. People are always saying various parts of Toronto look like American cities, which is probably why it's such a good stand-in. Go get a slice of pizza at Massimo's. That is a good idea. The Ralph Chiodu Family Immigrant Reception Center. That's an interesting name. And I don't think I can exit down there. go to Trinity. Trinity Bellwoods, not tonight. Oh, greetings in France. Kevin, I've walked by the Ketty vs. Betty house before. I'm sure we'll go again. Sandra, greetings. I have seen those food stands. Deborah, they're holding Oktoberfest in Leslieville. I did not know about that. 4K, he did, but tomorrow morning my walk will be from a night walk through Little Jamaica. So I beat Ken to that. Ha! How do you make over $1 million a year off YouTube? I do it mostly through one single super chat. All right, guys. Coming up is Sneaky D's, which sadly has a redevelopment proposal going through on the building. There is a spot in the new building for a music venue, but it's kind of ridiculous and it's not actually going to happen. Susan, yes, I walked from Allen Road all the way to Keele Street. At least according to Wikipedia, that entire stretch is Little Jamaica. Although really, Little Jamaica seems to end not too far after Oakwood, I think. But I went down the whole stretch from Allen to Keele Street.
Yeah, I mean, that's not new. Thank you.
Are you going to go down Kensington? Yes, I think we're not going to do a Chinatown walk tonight. Andrew, I 100% agree with you. We definitely need to keep the sidewalk patios going. Mary or Marie, I'll head down Augusta and then I'll head probably down Kensington. Vera, I haven't heard that. Are you going to live stream Little Jamaica? No, I did a video through Little Jamaica last night. But sadly, so much of that neighborhood is sort of ravaged by LRT construction. So it's really a night walk of me going through a bit of a construction war zone. Jeanette, thank you. Very appreciated, Jeanette. And while I was at the bar today, I checked my messages and I really like your suggestion. So coming up in the future, at the end of some streams, I'll announce it during the stream. I will do a continuation of the stream and invite Patreon members to that private stream. And we do have 3 moderators. I might invite them as well, just to say thank you for your hard work. It's definitely appreciated. So I'll let you Patreon members know when I do that, for ways to continue to give them some extra benefits for their support. So you can look forward to some exclusive Patreon streams. 4K Wanderer. And Chris Taylor. Thank you, Chris. Super chat from Chris Taylor. Much appreciated. And you know what, guys? I wanted to show you guys a very special picture, but can I find it? I found what I think is the greatest block in the city of Toronto. Can you guys see that? Look at that. Have you ever seen a better city block in your entire life than that? Literally, that's the only place I would need. So for the rest of the stream, I will leave that on the screen. The Holy Trinity. All right, I am not taking that off the screen until I get a $100 super chat. I'm just being a jerk. Let me get that off of there. Good morning from Hong Kong, Annie. Michael, yes, I was going to go down Dufferin Street again this stream. But I was with my friends on Geary Avenue and they were heading east, not south. So I decided we would stream with them for a little bit, which is why I did not do Dufferin Street. But the good news is I've still got a Dufferin Street stream in my back pocket. Give me a Dunkin' Donuts and I'm good. If ever I want to be careful when you get up to Sam's. I'm not too worried. Did you see the fog this morning? David Lau, no, I didn't even wake up till about 11. It is Bev. Poor guy, he had to stop riding his bicycle on the sidewalk to get out of the way. All right, so we're gonna head south down Augusta Avenue. This is kind of the perfect evening for taking a walk.
He's still very good.
Funny dog, that's excellent. Fandango girl, you're probably right on that. You're wearing a mask, right? No, Carlos, we're outside and I'm not coming into contact with others, so I'm not wearing a mask. But as soon as I step indoors anywhere, I put one on, or if I'm interacting with an employee, I'll put one on. Top Gun, best burgers in the city. I've never actually had Top Gun. I'm quite fond of the burgers at the Stockyards on St. Clair. Wanda's is closed. I guess it's 7 p.m. People keep talking about this fog, but I was sleeping. When will you see Dave and Sally again? Do you guys want Dave and Sally to be in more live streams? Thank you, Paul. Please come. Kensington is not very monetization friendly. Chris Taylor, you sent me $5. Thank you, Chris. Is fog a big deal? I don't know, Bev. I think it can, when you have such a dramatic skyline as us, it can look kind of impressive at times.
There was a house we used to go up on.
Fandango girl. Chick-fil-A sucks. I didn't say well, yeah, Chick-fil-A sucks relative to Popeyes, of course. Thank you for the $10, Fandango girl. Tarantino PRDC. Thank you. Do I have that alert? Oh. Here. Let me see if I have my alerts on. Thank you for the $10, Tarantino. What street is this? That was Augusta Avenue.
Dancing dog? Is that your dad? Yes.
Abu Hummus. This is kind of new.
She's had this new spot for a while, right?
Greetings, Ruben. Too much graffiti. I actually kind of think graffiti is perfectly appropriate for this neighborhood. I quite like it when it comes across more as art. Great pizza on your right side on the corner. Vera, I did. I started the stream off with a couple of friends. We were hanging out at a craft brewery on Geary Avenue. And if I didn't, oh, this isn't good for the monetization. I'm just gonna keep talking as we walk right through this, because that will definitely weigh in on the stream. I agree, Deborah. Rip monetization. Of the two main streets through Kensington Market, this is sort of the more laid back of the two. There's the Rasta Pasta Bar and Lounge. And cold tea is just here on the right. Chris, the Pepsi driver, I think you pretty much nailed it. Ooh, that's not going to be good. Here, they are absolutely Martians. Here, let me get to the other side of the street. Funny dog, I agree. And perhaps most importantly, as long as it's done with the permission of the property owner. Because without that, it's really just a nuisance, right? Thanks, Abduli. Speaking of graffiti, go through the ghetto south of Kensington. Bianca Saldana, thank you. That extra 99 cents will be put to good use. Thank you, Bianca. And just for you, Bianca, we're gonna take a look at the CN Tower with the moon. I don't know how well the camera picks up the moon. Thanks to everyone who has super chatted so far. This part has a ton of vintage clothing shops. These mannequins have been up there for as long as I can remember. Can you zoom in on the tower? Next time I get to the tower, I'll do that. There's Tibetan Village. What's up, Katie? And I'm about to scout my next haircut place, I think. I think I saw a place down here where they had haircuts for 12 bucks. They're kind of neat. Look at that. I'm way overcut. Are you going into the ghetto? Oh, sorry, Abduli. I am going to head west on Dundas, just because I think it's more interesting. Thanks, Bev. You look like a schoolboy. Yeah, a 40-year-old schoolboy.
Yeah, and it's just
Almost 40. We'll do a birthday stream coming up when we get to that. Teresa, have a good night. 4K, I am going east. I get my east and west screwed up quite a bit. That's the problem of the narrated videos. You say something wrong, and there's really no going back and fixing that. I ran out and got a haircut at my usual place as soon as they opened, but I realized after a tip, I paid almost 50 bucks, and they didn't even wash my hair. I had to go there with my hair already washed. And the whole process went from being kind of a 40-minute relaxing experience to a 20-minute in and out kind of experience. So as much as I'd like to support the business I've been so loyal to, I just thought that was kind of a ripoff. So I'm kind of intrigued by these $12 hair salons. Greetings, Nikki. Sounds of the City, it was more like 35, but once you load on everything, it works out to about 50. And Pasteur is open. That's kind of cool. All right, I've gone south down Spadina quite a bit lately. So let's keep going on Dundas, and then I'll head through Grange Park. Someone suggested I go to Grange Park last stream. Book is Horse Girl. Welcome to the club. All right, someone asked me to zoom in on the tower, but I'm walking across the street. So I'll do my best to do both. As a car dangerously turns in front of me. Cindy, so you felt like you also way overpaid? Deborah, I'm willing to roll the dice. I saw a $12 haircut place in East Chinatown over by Gerard. What's your skincare routine? I don't think that's anything different from most people. Yeah, I just felt really ripped off after I got a haircut. I totally understand that the salon doesn't want to lower their prices, but they literally gave me half the service. And the haircut itself was kind of a rush job. So I just said kind of screw this. Here we go, haircut. Do you think I should go here? Apparently, way back in the day, barbershops were also where they did surgeries. That's why they have those red and white spinning barber poles. That means if you need an operation, you could go in there. Kind of crazy. And dentistry. So I see some other people have watched Pawn Stars. I'm pretty sure that's where I learned that from. Here's a beautiful street. This is Huron. But perhaps the best part of Huron is the view of the CN Tower you get. Remington hair shears never pay for a haircut. I wish the suck cut from Wayne's World was a thing. And the thing is, whenever I get a really expensive haircut versus a super cheap one, sure, you look and feel better out of the store, but a week later, there's really no difference. Your hair kind of grows in and you adjust, and the stupid cheap haircut is just as good. Like, really, who am I trying to impress? Mark, I agree. Even at my age, who really cares? There's a burger priest. Just stop on your side. Did I walk by a burger's priest? Are visitors allowed in the CN Tower? I don't think so. How often do you cut your hair? I'd say every 3 to 4 months. At this time of year, I usually get my hair cut about now, and then I'll do it again when I'm overseas. I went to a place in Saigon in Vietnam where it cost about $3 and it was fantastic. And I tried to tip the guy and he looked at me like I was crazy. That's my kind of place. I'd often get my teeth done, even though I had full benefits here. It's still cheaper for me to go to a dentist overseas and get a checkup done and a cleaning, even an x-ray. I got a cavity filled in Thailand once. I had x-rays, a cleaning, and a cavity, and it cost me like 90 bucks. And it would have been more than that with my benefits here. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. Which country and city do you want to visit? I would probably, I don't know, that's a tough question. Deborah, that's nuts. For a lot of people, that's like a week's worth of pay just to get your hair done. Oh. We're getting all the suggestions for the cheap haircuts now. All right, we are heading south down Beverly Street. And there's the CN Tower. Peeking up in the background. Yeah, if that includes coloring Deborah, I think I could pop in a Shoppers Drug Mart, get some hair coloring and go do it. I'll charge you $650. Look at the CN Tower, Johnny. Yeah, let's cross back over to the other side just so I can get a look at that. Providing I don't get killed. Actually, I don't think I'm going to get a look at the tower before we get to Grange Park. Viper, that's kind of a trick question, but do I like diversity? I think in a globalized world, diversity isn't just a good thing, it's a necessity. Okay, Deborah, we have a deal. Canadians have to like, yeah. I don't want to upset anyone or offend anyone, so I don't know. As long as we're talking positive things, that's a perfectly good topic, but this is not a place to debate stuff that can be sensitive like that, especially if someone has a negative opinion. Just putting that out there. All right, guys, we're gonna walk into the park. As beautiful as Beverly Street is, Deborah, $695. Andrew, I agree. We're all kind of on the same team, regardless as to what you look like on the outside. Dangerous park. There's nothing dangerous about this. We literally couldn't be in a safer spot. There's a view of OCAD. There's an art gallery. Yeah, the Art Gallery of Ontario is behind me. Although I don't know if we can see it that well. Shetna. Are we Minecrafting, guys? I think we Minecrafted the last time I walked through this area.
But she
And this park has absolutely no lighting in it. All right, Deborah, there's a $500 hair and feet surcharge. So that'll take us up to what, $12.95? Let's go walk under OCAD for a second. Michael, this is Grange Park. There's a look south down John Street. Ooh, I am smelling some kind of aroma. Thank you, Jeanette and Miriam. Oh, it's apparently there was some kind of power outage. There we go. We can see again. And why am I walking through mud? There should be more lighting there. I believe it came on right on cue, right as I was talking about how unusually dark it was. The lights came on. Go down the slide.
We sound really good together. We totally harmonized.
There's a... For whoever is saying this city is not livable, that's rubbish if I've ever heard it. Johnny slides. Brandon, I know him online. He's also a moderator on this channel. Yeah, I guess you have to define what livable is, but I think it's a pretty crazy statement to say Toronto is unlivable when it literally has every amenity you would ever need at your fingertips. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy debate. I just don't like when things go in a political or racist or homophobic direction. Those are kind of topics that this is not the forum for. Oh, Boston is super expensive. Last time I was there, I was looking at real estate listings, and I couldn't believe how expensive some of those places were. Johnny, you ride a bike, you become Johnny Rides on skates, you're Johnny Glides. Maybe. That is true, Atherall. Although I do think we could do more to curb foreign investors from owning residential properties in Toronto. That is one thing I think should be off limits. Houses should be for the people. And people of all incomes and walks of life should have an opportunity to at least have a roof over their head. Does Toronto have public bikes? We have a public bike share. Costs you about $3 per half an hour, or you can sign up for the year. And it's absolutely a beautiful night. Drunk Hulk laneway houses are a neat innovation. Unfortunately, they don't meet bylaw requirements. Passing the old Urbane cyclist location. Not only did I just pass it, that's where I bought the bicycle I film my bike rides on. That was a KHS I bought from the Urbane cyclist. It was one of my first days back in Canada when I moved back here from Korea. Alex, all right. I'm sure we'll see you again soon, as you're always popping in. Have a good night, buddy. Vera, $20.99 from Vera. Thank you so much for your super chat, and I appreciate all your comments on the videos, Vera. You're definitely a very welcome part of the community. And this is Queen Street. Oh, we're gonna forego Queen Street just because this is a place we've streamed on many times already. Thanks, Aram, and thank you for joining Patreon. I'll send you a welcome message at some point within the next 24 hours. I remember pre-drinking at this frickin' pub a number of times back in the old days when this used to be the nightlife district. That guy was... All right, we are at John and Richmond, and there's the ballroom, which used to be Montana's. Pure Gosu. It's not really the nightlife district anymore. This is where all the clubs were. And then they built a bunch of condos here, and people moved in and complained, and everything shifted down to King Street. Michael Nguyen, I remember that old City TV. And apparently where this Scotiabank Theatre is, which used to be the Paramount, is going to be developed into a condo. It's crazy to think this mega property is going to be redeveloped. Chat is frozen. Sorry, Mary. They are, Nick. Although maybe they'll rethink the office tower thing after COVID. I'm assuming there's going to be a much lower demand for office towers. And this used to be a Milestones. Now it's called Marked. Holy crap, a giant Michaels. Yeah, that Michaels used to be a Chapters. I think it might have turned into an Indigo. Nick, that was the movie theater where, I forget the movie, but I was there, and in the same theater as me was Justin Timberlake watching a movie. I think it might have been Deep Blue, the movie where Queen Latifah gets eaten by a shark. I'm trying to remember the name of that movie. Is that movie theater still open? I believe it's open. Hooters is open. Frankly Speaking. Thank you for the super chat, Frankly Speaking. Very much appreciated. Deep Blue Sea, that's it, Andrew. I'm pretty sure I was at that was the movie where Justin Timberlake was sitting a few rows ahead of me with his buddies. Peek in Hooters. Somebody was eaten by a shark. That was the only time I saw that movie. Funny dog, I think you're on a bit of a delay. We just walked by the Hooters. All right, I'm just gonna keep moving here. I don't want to get copyrighted by this 10-year-old pop music. Wing, greetings, Wing. Welcome to the stream. You're going to Cherry Beach. I think the police will be there to escort you out of Cherry Beach if you headed down there now. Here's a look down the rapidly disappearing restaurant row on King Street. Are you walking southbound to Harbourfront? I was probably going to end up at Front Street. Let's see how my battery is doing. 35%. Oops. It did get dark fast. Chris, have a good night, sir.
Because it tells us to take like this season.
Deborah, thanks for calling out the like button. Doggos everywhere. Yeah, Toronto's a very dog-friendly city. There's a lot of dog parks as well.
Oh my God.
Chris, I was thinking maybe we'll head down Front Street to Union. How does that sound? Tonight's stream brought to you by the letters A and W and P-O-P-E-Y-E-S. I don't know. There's got to be an apostrophe on there, right? There we go. I finally got this stupid thing to point up. Vera, thank you. Thanks for the super chat. Have a good night. Let's cross the street. Because why not? Dog statues to the east. Colette thought that was DJ Khaled. I am very out of the loop. You would probably know a lot better than me. And wasn't that right around the same area, Colette, where I bumped into you on one of my first ever streams? I think you were officially the first person who dropped into a stream. Bev, I hope you get that East Coast Popeyes. Fandango Girl, thank you, and thank you for the super chat earlier. Very nice of you. Jonathan Perez, what's up? We are heading to Front Street. All right, guys, I'm going to walk east on Front to Union Station, and then I think we're going to call it a stream. I'm going to have to find some dinner. Hey, the Blue Jays are playing. Apparently they're in the playoffs this year. Skydome forever. Does it even have another name? Of course it's the Skydome. Times Square. We are very far from Times Square. And I think I would have to self-quarantine before I was allowed there. $4K, you call it the Robbers Center, but aren't you using Robbers yourself? Who is this guy? Oh, that's Glenn Gould. His old apartment is up on St. Clair Avenue West, just west of Yonge Street. Wing. Thank you, Wing, for the super chat. Much appreciated, Wing. And hello to Andrea in Houston. Jonathan, I've never been in New York. On here, I was in Dundas Square, which a lot of people say looks kind of like Times Square, even though not really. Get up there. There's a shot. Stream stops at Popeyes. I think the stream will stop at Union Station and I'll hit an A&W on the way home. What time? It's only 7:55. I've got my camera with me. Maybe I'll dream up a late night video and record that after the stream. Go eat at the Loose Moose. I'm not opposed to that. Jonathan, in terms of Times Square, you might be thinking of Walk, Ride, Fly. He often streams from Times Square in New York. I'm still waiting for 4K Wanderer to drop his next stream. Nick, I would say throughout the mid-2000s, there was definitely a reverse trend of younger people moving into the city. Throughout the 80s and 90s, I think there was a lot of people content to stay out in the suburbs or move out to the suburbs, but the downtown core became super desirable in the 2000s, and that sort of coincided with the condo boom and the skyrocketing real estate prices. Hey, we have somebody else. It's not Glenn Gould. Urbanist is coming your way for 1K. I super chatted the Urbanist yesterday. He was kind of doing a goofy, not so serious stream. I get jealous of the live streamers out of Tokyo and Seoul because they're streaming in 1080p 60, which is just not feasible over here. There's Scatabush. I should probably cross over to the south side. Red Robin, I use a DJI Osmo Pocket. That's needlessly loud. I'm sure nobody is impressed. But for this stream, I'm just using a smartphone. You loved Yorkville. Do you plan to walk up there tonight? I don't know. How do you think Toronto's reacting to the Blue Jays? I think it's kind of a cheap playoff berth this year. It's still awesome that they're there. Every Toronto sports team made the playoffs this year. But it's still kind of a cheap playoff berth if you ask me. It will be live Wednesday to Monday. That was not a motorcycle, Nick. That was someone's Nissan with a fart can on it, I think. Loose Moose. People are calling for me to go to the Loose Moose. We'll get a good look at it. I don't know what specifically that building is, 4K. Are you almost at Union? Michael, we are very close to Union. There's the Loose Moose. It's a popular spot to go before a Blue Jay game. Have you ever had moose meat? No, I have not. New office for the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. I just read that on the sign. Bev. I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm gonna give my feet a rest and sit down and eat somewhere. Johnny, you must be hungry. Yeah, I had a lot to drink this afternoon, but not a lot to eat. But the good news is I think I've walked myself into being completely sober. Nick, I don't think there's so many university students down here. They're usually a bit more north. Union chicken. Chipotle is on your right. It is. Guna, greetings in India. What's the top university in Toronto? Probably U of T, depends on your program. I'm sure York has some top programs as well. And OCAD, of course. Pizza is not good. I would say fresh pizzas from Pizza Pizza are acceptable, but their reheated slices are usually kind of gross. More like paper pizza. Pizza paper. Go to Kelly's Landing. I have been to Kelly's Landing. There's the Royal York. All right, so next week I will do the Dufferin Street stream, and I'll head down from probably Dufferin Station, and then we'll wander through the exhibition place and maybe head over to the Garrison Crossing. I'm also going to try to do a morning stream next week. Maria, greetings. Union Station, or no, this is Union Station. I believe this is the last stop. All my streams tend to go around 2 hours. That's about what my battery lasts. And my right foot is telling me to stop walking. Normally I've got more steps in me. Speaking of steps, we are at just 13,800. This is a pretty wimpy day for me. Get some cinnamon. Johnny, your chat is gone. I don't. Sorry, Chris. Will do, Dufferin Bev. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Book is Horse Girl. We've broken the 2-hour mark. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, a bit of a different video this morning. I put it together on Thursday. What's going on here? I don't know. Normally, if I look back from this point, we'll get a nice view of the tower. Do stream live walks every day. I do not pure Gosu, about 3 to 4 times a week. Thank you, Jeanette. Thanks to everyone who super chatted. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. 4K Wanderer is in the chat, so check out his channel. He does videos in and around Toronto, and apparently he'll be streaming too. Thank you, Chetna. Is that the video where you drop the F-bomb? I do drop an F-bomb. I also drop some middle fingers slightly off camera, because Toronto drivers are sometimes deserving of that, usually not. But thank you guys. Thanks to everyone who super chatted and who, there was a few PayPals that came through as well. There's a Tired Johnny Strides. I was going a walk after this, but I think I'm not. I think I'll just double up and maybe film 2 videos tomorrow. Thank you, Colette. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Red Robin. Maria, thank you. All right, guys, stay safe out there, and have yourself a good night.